Nebraska Army National Guard, Hamilton Telecommunications, and the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame. Now calling all the action from Pinnacle Bank Arena, here's Nick Sainert.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena as we saw two Class D1 games end in exciting fashion earlier this morning. It's time we turn our attention to the Class A side of things as we get ready for the number one seed, the defending Class A state champions, the Millard West Wildcats, and their 25-1 record going up against the 8-seeded 16-9 overall Millard South Patriots. Nick Sainert alongside Jay Foreman. Jay, got a couple of minutes here before we get rolling. This is going to be a good one. This whole Class A slate is exciting. We'll see Lincoln North Star here shortly. We'll see Bellevue East and Bellevue West later on this evening. But for this one, Millard West, Millard South, what stands out?
Well, obviously, superior like skill set of Millard West. I mean, great coaches, great kids, and they've been good for a very long time, all the way from youth. And you got the Gossard twins that obviously are the headliners. But then also Kylie Pavin, she came up big last year, all-state tournament. She's gotten it better. I saw her walk in. And so now then you got the kind of the griminess of Millard South, right? You're probably always looking, and I wouldn't say jealousy and mutual respect, but got to go get what they want. This game is, I would imagine, like any team that from Millard South is going to be feisty. So I think it's two teams that know each other. Great coaching staff, but great players on both sides.
Obviously, there's the Millard connection. I mean, less than 12, 15 minutes separate the time of distance between these two high schools. Let's talk about the two star players right out of the gate, Neely and Nora Gessert. Going to be Creighton basketball players here. They signed, sealed, delivered. Going to play for Jim Flannery up in Creighton. And, I mean, these are some of the best, if not the best, that we've seen in Class A the last 5 years. Right up there with the skill set of what we saw in Britt Prince in Class B last year.
And it's a different game. They both are very, very efficient. That's the great thing about them, and they're tough as nails. I mean, obviously, when you come in with a lot of fanfare and obviously social media attention, you wonder how tough they are. They had to really, really grind it out. I think the great thing about the state tournament last year for Millard West is that Neely started a little slow, Nora took it up, and then Nora was started a little slow, and Neely started getting going. Then obviously Pavin kind of brought it home. Now, those three that I mentioned, right, the Gessert twins and obviously with Pavin are going to have to lead the way this year because the senior attack from the guards last year are gone. Yeah. You got two new guards in Dunn and Lewis, but nevertheless, they came up in the system. And then when you look at, Millard South coming out here, 16-9, took them a little bit longer to get started. Yeah. But once they've caught their rhythm, to go and then beat Lincoln East in the semifinal, then obviously Omaha Westview, kind of an upset victory, who is still in this tournament, to let you know how tough they are down the stretch.
We'll dive deeper into Millard South, tell you more about the Patriots, and get you starting lineups ahead of Millard West and Millard South coming up in just a few moments on 93.7 The Ticket.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena ahead of our first Class A quarterfinal matchup. The 25-1 overall, number 1 seed, the defending Class A state champions, the Millard West Wildcats, led by head coach Mark Kruger, as they won the 2024 title, a 3-point victory in a thriller against the Bellevue West Thunderbirds. They take on the 8-seeded, led by head coach Ben Thorne, the 16-9 overall Millard South Patriots. One notable fact about this Millard South squad, Jay Foreman, not a single senior on their roster, and here they are playing on the biggest stage possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. You know, when you kind of come from the, out of the last line or last lane to make it to the state tournament and a young team, it's not only experience, but then also, like we said in the game that we did with Class D1, you don't know what you don't know. And if you can withstand, Nick, this first 2 to 3, maybe 4 minutes of Millard West, Millard South will be cooking with peanut oil, as we like to say.
I mean, obviously, there's something to be said about, when you get onto the floor with somebody, and Jay, obviously, you played at the highest level. It's one of those things of, like, just looking across the way, there's going to be a size difference, right? There's all these players know each other, but Millard South is aware of the notoriety and the publicity that Millard West is getting. Everybody knows that Millard West is the favorite going into it. So, to your point, withstand the first couple of minutes like we saw in D1 with Alma.
Right, and that's all you have to do is just stay steady. Don't get over your skis, as people like to say, and then play your game, right? I mean, look, look, they're looking across. They've seen each other before, right? So this isn't like Class D1 where you just don't know each other in the first 2 or 3 minutes because of you're trying to get familiar. They're very familiar. They know that Millard West is the number 1 seed. They've been the number 1 seed all year, 25-1. And I think the one loss was from out of state, right? And so now it's like, all right, David and Goliath, let's be the team that upsets the ultimate. Goliath here, and you got to play to your strengths, and then also you got to be a little tough and be willing to do things you hadn't done before.
Let's get some starting lineups first for the visitors on the scoreboard, the 8-seeded Millard South Patriots. As Jay mentioned a moment ago, they upset number 1 seed in the A5 district, the Omaha Westview Wildcats. They upset them 53-48 on the road to earn the 8th seed and a place at the state tournament. Starting 5 for head coach Ben Thorne. Number 2, a 5'7" junior Abby Duro. Number 5, a 5'5" freshman guard, Olivia Wookman. Number 23, a 5'9" freshman guard, Aubrey Carter. Number 33, a 5'9" junior guard, averaging 5.5 points per game, Macy Kupta. And number 34, a 5'11" freshman forward, averaging over 4.5 points per game and 5 rebounds per contest, Ella Mungan. For Millard West, 25-1 overall, led by head coach Mark Kruger, beat Bellevue West in the title game. Last year, they defeated Omaha Burke and the Lincoln Southeast Knights en route to the number 1 seed in the A1 district. Starting 5, going to look a little similar to last year. Number 1, Anna Dunn, a 5'7" senior. Number 10, a 5'8" senior, Jade Lewis. Number 23, a 6-foot senior, Neely Gessert. Number 30, a 6-foot senior, Nora Gessert. And number 42, a 6-foot junior, Kylie Pabin. You have 3 Millard West players averaging double figures, and it's 3 names you're going to hear a lot, the Gessert twins, but then Kylie Pabin, as Jay mentioned a moment ago.
And the Greater Mar, they are all very skillful, right? Yeah. But then the best thing about them, they play together and they play as a team. And then also, when you look at them beating Omaha Burke 93-29 and Southeast 72-29, they got a little pride that they want to make this a special year as well.
The tip is controlled and won by the Patriots as we are underway here. Class A action. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman, appreciate you guys starting your afternoon on a Wednesday off with us here from PBA. On the right side, here is number 5, Walkman with it. Now top of the key left side. Number 23, this is Aubrey Carter with it. Now right side back to Wookman. Right wing driving down the baseline. Spin move in the center of the lane. Looking for help. Finds her on the left elbow. Wookman spins around, pivots. That's pass almost taken away by Gessert. Now it is taken away by the other Gessert sister as Nora brings it up the floor. Pass to Jade Lewis on the right side. Now gives it to Anna Dunn on the right wing. Dunn, not necessarily a huge threat to shoot. Just averages 2 points per game as the three-point attempt by Jade Lewis unable to go, but an offensive board by Anna Dunn as she passes out. Neely Gessert for 3, and that one missed badly as Millard South collects the defensive miss.
You know, for Millard South, if I'm Coach Thorne, I like these. I like our first offensive possession where we got plenty of paint touches. I think that what we're trying to do is going to make Millard West work really hard on the defensive end, which would then wear them out on offense.
Here's number 2, DeRoe, now 33, Kukta with it, hands it off to Wookman. Wookman dribbling in the center of the lane, spins around, kicks it out, 3 ball on the way, missed everything, barely grazed the backboard as it's rebounded by Kylie Pabin. And here comes Nora Gessert up the floor to Neely. Across the timeline it goes. Left side, here's Neely Gessert. Just underway here, Class A quarterfinal matchup, 0-0 early on in this one between Millard West and Millard South. The pass deflected out of bounds. It stays, I should say, with Millard West here on this end of the floor.
Really good job there by Ella Mungan coming off of the opposite block there to get her hand on the ball to knock it out of bounds and also settle down this Millard South defense. But I think really offensively, they had a couple times in the paint to shoot, Nick. I would rather see them shoot those shots to try to draw some early foul trouble versus letting the size advantage that you already knew before the game started play into your head.
So turnover here for Millard West is up the floor. They go. Here's DeRoe in the lane. She's fouled, and I believe they're potentially going to get Nora Gessert with that one, as they will. So that's going to be Nora's first.
Yeah, I like that right there. Secondary break, great job there, getting it up to the sideline and then making Nora Gessert being what's called a negative closeout to where you can drive the ball and get it up off the backboard and potentially get a couple points.
First free throw is no good for Abigail DeRoe. Once again, Millard West, 3 freshmen and 2 juniors in their starting lineup. Here's the second one, and it's good. It's 1-0 here early on as DeRoe gives Millard South the 1-point advantage. Anna Dunn with it just prior to crossing the timeline, now hesitates, now crosses it. Jade Lewis with it on the right side, dribbles the center of the lane, spin move, drives through a double team. Shot is blocked and missed, and the rebound is corralled by Ella Mungan for Millard South. She's going to need a big game down low, especially going to work against Pabin defensively.
Yeah, it was a really good job there by Millard West. When you got a bunch of freshmen and a couple of sophomores, go out there and just play your game. You have nothing to lose and go out there and compete. I really like this game plan by Coach Thorne and the Millard South Patriots right now.
Wookman with it just inside the perimeter. Now bounces it out. Here's DeRoe. DeRoe gives it to number 23. That's Aubrey Carter with it. Carter turns around, gives it back to Wookman. She'll pop the 3 from the top of the key, and it's good for Wookman.
Yeah, really good job. The patience. Now, you have to have patience all game, even if you get down by a little bit and play defense, and that's what they've been able to do the first 2 or 3 possessions, to get patience and then obviously paint touches.
I apologize. It's pronounced Walkman. I apologize on that one. So Walkman able to hit the trifecta. Top of the key, it's Anna Dunn with it. Now looking for help. Try to get it to Neely Gessert, that is. Unable to do so. Here's Jade Lewis driving baseline, and she stepped on the boundary. That's turnover. Number 2 for the day for Millard West, going back to the Patriots.
Yeah, you see Neely Gessert going over there, mentioning to her sister, Nora Gessert, let's settle down. Lewis probably was looking for the foul there, but stepped out of bounds before you can call any of a contact foul there.
5:04 to go first quarter. It's 4-0 Millard South over Millard West. Here is DeRoe. DeRoe with it right wing. Picks up her dribble just on the perimeter. Now a 3 ball on the way, well short. Offensive rebound caroms into the hands of the offense. Millard South with another crack at it. Pass deflected, trying to get it back out to the perimeter. And Nora Gessert is fouled by Millard South with 4:48 to go in the first.
You know what? The speed and quickness, kind of like we saw with Alma in the game previous, is what Millard South has to really hang their hat on. And so really to offset this offensive firepower of Millard West is speed and quickness, toughness. Now, also one thing right here, Nick, is Neely Gessert has a little wrap on her right hamstring, right? And also her wrist is banged up. So look for Nora probably to shoulder a lot of the scoring responsibilities along with Pabin to get through this first-round game.
3 ball for Anna Dunn, just a little too strong. Offensive rebound, Kylie Pabin, and she is able to get the right-handed layup to go. It's 4-2 Millard South.
Now, right there, just because Millard South scores, that doesn't mean that you play in a hurry. It's kind of a bang play. Good job there. Good offensive rebound there by Mungan as well.
Mungan kicks it out. Walkman for another three on the way, just a little off to the right side. Body's on the ground, and we're going to call a foul on Millard South as it looked like Gessert took a tumble. They're going to get Macy Kukta with the personal.
If I'm Coach Horn, I'm okay with that, right? As far as Paven getting kind of a, kind of a junkie putback, and I'm okay with Kukta getting that. Now, I will tell you, Nora Gessert is significantly taller there, and it looked like over the back, but it was actually a contact foul there on Kukta.
So on the left side here is Gessert, pull-up jumper from the corner, and she drains it. It's now 4-4 with 4:02 to play in the first quarter here as Millard South, and we'll have to deal with a little bit of an extended pressure from Millard West. Nothing too crazy, nothing like we saw in the Alma game against their team that they played that I'm blanking on, obviously. Superior, there it is, as Mungan has it in the far corner. Top of the key now, here's Kukta. Kukta with it, left side to Aubrey Carter. Carter passes right side to DeRoe. DeRoe picks up her dribble. Top of the key, Walkman. Walkman, right side, Carter. Carter with 4 on the shot clock, has to go to work. Working on Gessert, draws the double, and that's going to be a shot clock violation as a little bit of physicality there from Kylie Millard as Kylie Millard knocked down Kukta, but it's going to be a no foul, no whistle. 4-4, we're tied, Millard West ball.
But one thing I like, if I'm Coach Thorne, I would be really excited that their execution in the first 2 or 3 possessions made Millard West go to kind of I call it a ghost pressure. It's a 1-2-2 full court trap. They're trying to get them out of rhythm already.
Neely Gesser with it on the left side. Neely working on the defender, number 21, Gabriella Hassenkamp. Now 3 ball on the way for Jade Lewis, just a tad short. Rebound fought for between 2 Millard South defenders, and they get it back together. Now Carter with it on the right side. Carter driving on Lewis, gets met by Paven, and the layup is good.
Really good job. But sometimes when you try to bring pressure, you got to fight pressure with pressure. Really good job by Millard South on the missed the travel. Whoa.
And now Gessert is able to hit the floater to go with the foul.
Nick, that looked like if I got out there to play basketball. That was an NBA continuation right there. And one. Nevertheless, great shot there by Nelly Gessert to make that shot even while you're traveling.
Gessert misses the free throw. It's 6-6 still, 2:47 to play in the first quarter. Here comes Aubrey Carter. She'll stop at the free throw line, throw it into the corner. 3 ball on the way from the near side corner, just a little too strong, and the rebound will bounce into the Millard West bench on the miss by number 10, Elizabeth Lucian. And with 2:35 to go in the first quarter, it'll be Millard West basketball.
For a bunch of freshmen and sophomores that don't know any better, Nick, they're cool, calm, and collective against this, superiorly talented and veteran team, both coaching staffs and players of Millard West.
A mid-range jumper by Gessert will not fall, did not touch the rim. So here comes Millard South off the defensive rebound. Right side to Rowe. Now to number 21, Gabriella Hassenkamp. She'll pull up from the top of the key and drain a shot. Gabriella Hassenkamp, it is a 2-point bucket, make it 8-6, Millard South.
Yeah, you can. Nick, I know this early in the game, and there's only 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and obviously, it's going to be you see some moans and groans there. Good. I thought it was a clean block by number 15 from Millard South, Sophia Varn, but nevertheless, it's a shot, a foul on the shot. When you look at Millard South, and then obviously we've seen Lincoln North Star come in and Omaha Westview, upstart program. Those 3, just by my estimation, it's almost like the passing of the torch, right? We've heard about Millard. I've heard about Millard West, the Millard West team in the dentist chair. Nick,
is that right?
Yeah, I hate the dentist.
It's a good thing you go to the dentist.
Well, I like my teeth.
Is that how you prove it?
Yeah, but I'm definitely scared of the dentist. Big shout out to my man Travis Anholt. But he was telling me about these Millard West young ladies 3 years ago. So you got to think this is kind of like the beginning of the end. Now they're seeing the same team that they were a few years ago in Millard South.
Kylie Millard goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. We're all tied up once again with less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here's Millard South trying to get the lead right back here as number 5. This is Walkman has it left side now to Hassenkamp. Gabriella Hassenkamp just drained a 3 a moment ago. She stops at the elbow, tries to pull up again. That one sits on the rim for a moment, allowed Millard South to get the offensive rebound, And now we have a foul charged to Millard West on the rebound attempt. They're going to get number 5, Kylie Millard, with the foul.
Yeah, you know what Millard South is doing? They're going to take the shots that they need to take and be very, very patient. Any offensive rebounds, they're not putting it back up. They're trying to gain possession.
We have a whistle and a foul call. They're going to get this one on Kylie Pabin. Pabin fell down, and it looked like Sophia Varn tripped over her, but they're going to get Pabin for the foul, and that will be the fourth team foul on Millard West.
Right. So right now I might change my offensive philosophy. Let me see if I can get something going to the bucket, get into the penalty, and get some easy points here.
Here's Walkman, now top of the key. It's number 10, Lucian. Right side to Hassenkamp. Hassenkamp stops on the right wing. Millard West fans wanted to travel down low, wide open on the doorstep is Sophia Varn. And we have a timeout called by Mark Kruger with 1:19 to play. It looks like Neely Gessert may have a bloody nose, and she does. So she had to exit the game just for an injury. So no timeout, really, just a pause in the action to take Neely Gessert out and get that bloody nose taken care of.
Yeah, I mean, Neely Gessert, obviously, she has a wrap on her right hamstring, banged up her wrist a little bit, bloody nose. Listen, as much basketball these two young ladies play, or all of them play, you can get banged up a little bit. But Nora looks like she's going to ready to take over now.
1:07 to play, first quarter, as Millard West has the basketball. It's Millard now in the near side corner, dribbles to the right wing, finds Nora Gessert. Gessert pulls up, mid-range J, sinks it. With less than a minute to go in the first quarter, it's 10-10 after the 2-point bucket from Nora Gessert.
Cool, calm, and collective. Both twins, they know when to take over. They're very efficient with their footwork and obviously their execution.
Up the floor, Varn passes it off to her teammate who travels with it, and it'll be a turnover once again. Millard West with the basketball.
Nick, with this 1-2-2 3-quarter trap, kind of soft, they only trap when they get you in the right positions. The one thing that makes it so effective is the length and athletic ability of Millard South. They're very, very patient. They're really, really well coached. They don't overextend themselves, but when they want to apply the pressure, they really, really cause problems for the smaller, quicker Millard South Patriots lineup.
Jade Lewis passes off to Anna Dunn. 27 seconds on the game clock, 16 on the shot clock. A long three for Gessert, unable to go. Lewis with the offensive rebound. Sophia Varn is hurting, and Ben Thorne is pleading for the officials to stop the action.
Yeah, she popped her, dislocated her thumb there.
Yeah, it looks like her thumb is
dislocated. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times, but usually you get caught in a helmet, Nick. With the offensive lineman, and just probably got it jammed up on there. Lewis did a really good job of following the extremely deep three by Gessert. And obviously Nora Gessert for Millard West saw the outcome of that jam. Yeah. Now, if you pop it back in place,
I think you're going to have to pop it back into place.
Yeah, you're going to have to. But nevertheless, the action's here.
Now here's Millard South with 13 on the game clock, trailing by 2, trailing for the first time in today's game. Millard South with the basketball, trying to split a triple team. It's a foul on Millard West. I think they're going to get Jade Lewis with it, and they will.
Olivia Wolkman is sneaky, crafty, really good job of changing the pace. Now, how do you right there, what Millard West wants to do is kind of like what we saw with Alma. They want to trap you right over half court. She changed the pace a little bit, what's called a snake dribble, Nick, and get between that double team and triple team, which caused Millard West to foul. I thought it was 4 fouls. Actually, it's Millard South that had 4 fouls. Mm-hmm. So now, if I'm Millard South now, with this situation here, with 8.4 seconds left, the shot clock is off, so you get to play against yourself. I'm trying to run a couple quick passes, get something going to the hoop. One, a shooting foul, nevertheless, or get a penalty free throw shot.
Here's Walkman with 4 on the game clock, misses the floater, and the rebound goes into the hands of Millard West. There's the horn, and at the end of the first quarter, your score, Millard West 12, Millard South 10. Here as we get ready for the start of quarter number 2 from Pinnacle Bank Arena in the Class A quarterfinal matchup on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats. Dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people. Small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It'll be Millard West basketball to start the second quarter of play here. Class A quarterfinal matchup. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you. Just underway in the second quarter. Millard West leads 12-10 as Nora Gessert has the top of the key, throws it over the top to Anna Dunn. She already, no, she did not. I thought she used her dribble there, but no, she did not. As now Neely Gessert with it, with a swab up in the left nostril where she has a bloody nose. Now Anna Dunn with it on the right wing, top of the key. Jade Lewis, left side, Kylie Pabin with it. 10 on the shot clock. Pabin throws up the three. Can't get it to go off front iron, and it's going to be a defensive rebound into the hands of Aubrey Carter. Carter running the length of the floor, gets it knocked out of her hands, looking for some space. Now top of the key, here's Macy Kukta with it. Kukta gives it to Gabriella Hassenkamp. Hassenkamp has it top of the key. Pivoting around, finds her teammate. That is number 33, Kukta once again. Kukta in the lane, splits through a couple of defenders to Walkman. Walkman with 11 on the possession. Passes it back now. Kukta into the near corner. Mungan working on Pavin. Crosses over. Drives baseline. Spin move on the block. Can't get the layup to go. A good offensive possession, but a better defensive possession by Millard West there as they have the basketball. Gessert to Dunn. Dunn on the left wing. 6:47 to play in the second quarter. Millard West leads by 2, 12-10. They find Pabin flashing across the middle. Jumper just a tad strong, and the rebound corrected, but then stripped away by Jade Lewis. Layup is good. A nice active hands defensively by Jade Lewis.
It was kind of almost Jade Lewis didn't really get her hands on the steal. It's just her body presence kind of made the Millard South offensive player fumble it. Easy 2 points there, 4-point lead. But if I'm Millard South, I might like seeing Mungan trying to challenge Pabin there just because you don't want Pabin, who's a really, really good off-the-ball defender, just not to be sitting there and be able to block shots and affect your offensive flow.
Here's Kukta for three. She'll miss everything badly, and the rebound's deflected. Last touch by Millard West.
Man, that was a deep three. Off of, I guess, called off of Millard South, Millard West ball, but sure the fans behind us, Millard South, think it should be their ball.
Here's Anna Dunn. She'll cross the timeline. Under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. 14-10 is your score, Millard West. They get the ball to Jade Lewis on the left side. Just inside the perimeter is Jade Lewis. She'll now back it up, top of the key to Kylie Pabin. Pabin with it. Working on Mungan, drives past her off the glass, and she's able to get it in. It's 16-10 after the left-handed layup by Kylie Pabin.
Good job by Coach Kruger's crew right there, coming out, making a little bit of adjustment, right? We know the Gessert twins are getting all the eyes, but let's get Pavin going. A little bit of pin down, and then obviously a little.
And we have a 10-second violation called as Millard South did not get across the timeline in time, and so it's a 10-second violation on Millard South, Millard West basketball.
Yeah, Coach Horn did not like that. He felt like that was not a 10-second call. That was an 8.5-second call. But like I was saying, a good job there by Millard West. Look, everybody's trying to stop 30 and 23. Let's get 42 going with the same type of action and then bringing the two twins on the opposite side of the ball so she can work a little bit.
Here's Anna Dunn. Spin move. Now right side, Jade Lewis out on the perimeter. Lewis fakes the handoff to Gessert. Now finds Anna Dunn in the far corner. 5:17 to play in the first half. Dunn bounces it to Neely Gessert. Neely Gessert takes a screen right. She'll pop the tray. Top of the key. Off back iron. Rebound fought for. And a foul called on number 33, Macy Kukta. That's going to be her second.
The one thing that's really impressive by this Millard West Wildcats offense and just team in general, Millard South is playing a heck of a defense against them. And so they're stopping their first and second, options, but they're continue to run their sets and they're continue to get the shots they want. Obviously, probably Coach Kruger will be fully okay with one of the Gessert twins shooting threes. But if I'm Millard South, I'm okay with it because I think we can use our quickness to get offensive rebounds.
Neely Gessert misses another three, but the second time also no good. Mungan fights for it. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Kylie Pabin, and it'll be Millard South basketball.
Good job there by number 23, Aubrey Carter, of boxing out Lewis, so she couldn't get the offensive rebound. And then obviously Mungan coming off the ball and getting to it, and then obviously keeping possession there their way.
4 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the second quarter. They got to get across the timeline here. That is another 10-second call, and the key for this one with the shot clock across all classes. I mean, it was instituted first in Class A, but you're going to have once the officials see that shot clock go across 25 seconds, they're going to call it every time.
Yeah, there is a little bit of leeway, Nick. Okay,
it hasn't been today. I'm just telling you how it's been today.
It's very but I will tell you, you're actually. It must be a point of emphasis. You got to be looking for it to call it as soon as it goes. I mean, so
they called it once. They're obviously looking for it.
They called it twice.
Now they called it twice.
Yeah. So that the second time might be like, I told you so, right? And so when the coach is complaining, now look, Coach Horn is lighting him up again. He's saying, listen, it can't be that quick. He's telling them. And what I'm saying here is, Nick, we see it in the NBA, and they don't have the point. They don't have 25
I get
points.
it. 10 seconds is 10 seconds. Once you see that go to 24, it's been more than 10 seconds.
In theory, in reality, until it gets to 23 or 24 in there, it's got to be more. But you know what?
Man, you athletes.
Coach Horn is telling his young ladies, we got to spread the court and take a little bit more chances to get across the half court because we need more times more opportunities to score some baskets here.
4:37 to go, second quarter. They get it into Pabin. Pabin deflects it out of bounds. Last touch by Millard South, so it'll stay Millard West basketball.
Now, if I'm Coach Horn, one thing that I have to be wary of is that, to our credit, we brought them out of their comfort zone where, they are coming in with a little bit more pressure. But then also, we have the skill set and also the personnel to get through any type of pressure. So we got to start playing a little bit better ourselves before we worried about the 10-second call.
Gessert draws the contact in the lane. It's going to be a foul. I believe this might go on Macy Kukta. That's going to be her third.
Yeah, that was I'll call that a LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan call there. That's a superstar call, kind of throwing yourself into him or into the defender, drawing the foul. Nevertheless, one of the Gessert twins is at the free throw line.
Neely Gessert, that is, and she extends the Millard West lead to 17-10. As Gessert now, Neely has 3 points. Both Gessert twins not shooting the greatest from the field. Neely 1 for 5 and is now able to hit both free throws. 0 for 5 collectively from beyond the three-point line are the Gessert twins, and that's a very uncharacteristic thing as that pass taken away by Neely Gessert as Millard South was trying to break the extended defensive pressure. Cross-court pass, Payman jacks up a three, misses everything. It's safe from going out of bounds. Lewis, reverse layup. It bounces out. She gets her own miss, but now a foul is going to be called on Jade Lewis as she tried to get that rebound. She was able to win it over for a moment, but they called the foul before she could put up a shot.
Really good job by Ella Mungen coming over and getting that defensive rebound. Now, one thing you have to look at with this pressure here, right? They're changing from a 1-2-2. They sometimes go 2-2-1. What they're doing, Nick, is just playing coy. It's not overwhelming pressure. It's pressure at half court, what we just saw right there, and also in the corners.
Millard South has the basketball, shot at the elbow. Too strong, Mungen with the rebound, and a foul is called on Pabin.
Good job there by Mungen. Again, she's done a really good job all game of offense and defensive rebounding. Now, what the part of this pressure is, once you break the press, they want you to shoot quickly. Now, what Millard South did a really good job is offensive rebound, which obviously has upset Coach Kruger over there. He didn't think it was a foul, but the referee is telling me, you know what, not only was it a foul, it was a shooting foul, so just sit here and watch these two free throws. Now, if I'm Coach Horn, the one thing I have to make sure that we do is we have to have a plan once we break the press on how to be more effective offensively to knock into this 8-point lead, because Millard West with their skill set, with the big three there with Payton and the Gessert twins, are going to be able to score against anybody. How do you offset that? We saw earlier in the morning by Alma. Apply your own pressure, free throw line, and layups.
Mungen goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Jade Lewis checks back into the game, and she collects the defensive rebound. Up the floor they go here with Millard. Millard on the right wing, crosses over top of the key, finds Dunn. Dunn shoots the three from the left side, unable to connect. Offensive rebound, Lewis, and she misses the layup, but she'll go to the line to shoot two.
Lewis is kind of like she wears number 10. She's like Dennis Rodman. And so the one thing about it is she's been making some hay on the offensive rebounds. She's missed the last putback that she had. She's at the free throw line with a chance to shoot 2 or score 2 points. But the one thing, if I'm Coach Horn, I'm thinking about, right, with Pavement, maybe I wouldn't say go to or think about maybe switching up between man and zone, right, to slow down this offensive efficiency. But with if one or both the Gesser twins gets out, I'm thinking about a defense of maybe face guarding one of them to really, really change the pace, because right now Millard West is able to kind of do whatever they wanted to do. They score whenever they can, go to 1-2-2 press, causing you a little bit of a problem. Let's see how they react to a little bit of pressure themselves.
Millard South struggling to find the bottom of the net. They're stuck on 10 points for a while here. They trail at 19-10 in the lane. Aubrey Carter fouled on the floor. No shots, as that will be the third team foul on Millard West. 3:29 to go in the first half. Millard West leads it 19-10. While Millard West has been able to extend their lead, it's been a bulk of it at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Millard West 0 for their last 6 shooting the basketball. So it's not like they've been able to find the bottom of the net either. 0 for 11
on threes.
0 for 11 from beyond the three-point line, but Millard South on the other end is just 1 for 7 there in their own way. So here's Millard South as that pass taken away, but then stepping on the boundary trying to save it was Nora Gessert, so it stays with Millard South.
Right. There's one thing also that I don't think Millard West gets enough credit for is their ability to dig in and play some defense, right? And that's where I think that won them a state championship last year, and they're dependent on it right now. There's not too many games that they've played in the last 2 or 3 years to where they're 0-11 from 3 or 0-11 from anything. So right now, if I'm Millard South, I have to start scoring some points to put more pressure on this Millard West basketball team.
Here's Carter. Carter with it, gives it to Walkman. Walkman on the right wing, dribbles into the elbow, now backs it out to the perimeter, now goes right back into where she was just a second before that. On the left side, it's Aubrey Carter, top of the key, Walkman. 14 seconds on the possession, 3:05 to play in the second quarter here. Class A quarterfinal matchup between Millard West and Millard South. Pass deflected out of bounds, last touch by the Wildcats of Millard West, so it stays with the Patriots. Still 8 seconds on the shot clock here on the possession. Millard South to inbound. They get it into the backcourt to Walkman. Walkman passes left side, working 3-ball on the way. Just a little too strong, and Pavin collects the miss, giving it to Nora Gessert. 2:52 to play. Second quarter, rather. Neely Gessert pops the 3. Can't get it to fall, as now Millard West now 0 for 12 as last touch before going out of bounds. Off the number 15, that is Jalen Moody.
Yeah.
So Millard South gets the basketball with 2:45 to play.
That was good effort there by Jalen Moody to try to get an offensive rebound off a deep 3. But if I'm Millard South, I like the way this game is going, even though we're not able to score some points. But I got to change up my offensive philosophy here because we're playing right into the hands of Millard West Wildcats.
Millard South looking for help as Walkman. Now she gets it into number 10, Elizabeth Lucian. Lucian gives it back to Walkman. Walkman near the logo. 2:23 to play. Second quarter, 19-10 is your score. Millard West out in front of Millard South. Driving, Hassenkamp. Now to Lucian. Lucian back to Walkman. Walkman gives it to Carter. 2 on the possession. 1 on the possession. She's got to put it up. She lost it. That's a shot clock violation.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Millard West basketball. 19-10. They still lead with 2:09 to go in the second quarter.
You know, one thing you want to do, and we saw this in the game with Alma and Superior, you want to – and we saw this actually, up close and personal, how Southeast boys were able to upset Northeast. You want to go deep into the shot clock, but you also don't want to be so late in the shot clock that you have to panic and throw up shots that aren't realistic. So there's a happy medium in between both. Millard South is struggling to find that right now.
Here's Neely Gesser, the scoop, and it's good as it's 21-10 now from the right side. Gesser was able to finish, and with 1:50 to play in the second quarter, it's 21-10, 11-point lead. Up the floor goes Millard South. Millard South with the basketball, number 21, Gabriella Hassenkamp, now to Carter. Carter, shot fake, pops the 3, and she connects a much-needed trifecta for Millard South. It's now a 21-13 ball game.
Yeah, good job by Aubrey Carter being patient and then getting back into her shot zone to make that 3 from the corner.
1:25 to play, left side. Here is Moody. Moody down low, Lewis, layup, too strong. And she had a really good look at it, but now Millard South coming up the floor. Up the floor we go, Carter. Carter on the left side, working on Neely Gessert in the lane. Shot blocked by Gessert, rebounded by Pavin. As Neely Gessert slowly trots it before giving it up to Nora Gessert with 1:05 to play in the second quarter. Neely to Moody. Moody, shot fake, may have gotten away with a travel. To Lewis, layup, falls.
Yeah. That's a really special play there by the Gessert twins, right? Just kind of played off and were a little bit of a decoy. Good finish there by Lewis after the assist by Moody.
Now Carter stuck in a double team, gets out of it, as she drives through the lane. Layup too strong, and the rebound bounces out, and caroms to Neely Gessert. Up the floor to Nora Gessert. Now to Lewis. Lewis running the floor. Layup can't fall. A missed opportunity by Millard West. The shot clock is dark, and Millard South will attempt to hold for the final shot of the first half. 26 seconds and counting. Here on the right side, it's the Patriots. As number 10 for Millard South, that's Elizabeth Lucian, has it at the top of the key. 16 seconds on the game clock. It's 23-13. She'll pop the three. Off back iron, too strong. Nora with 10 seconds to shoot in the second quarter. Up the floor to Jade Lewis. Now to Pabin. Fires the three. Kylie Pabin. As time expires, Millard South is going to go into the half trailing by 13 after Kylie Pabin is able to hit a three from beyond the three-point line on the right wing to extend it 26-13 over the Millard South Patriots.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Horn, I'd probably think that, or Thorne, that I think that, the first half, went, I'd be happy with it besides that last shot. I think he's probably a little bit upset not upset, but, would have liked a better shot by Elizabeth Lucian, because that if you make it, it's a great shot. If not, it's essentially a turnover. You lead into a fast break opportunity, usually a layup, but then you get a secondary transition three. So you're down by 13. You like how you're playing defensively. You got to expect that Millard West will start hitting some shots, and they're probably thinking that shot by Pavin might kickstart it. But if I'm Millard South, I'm thinking, okay, what did we do in the first 4 minutes that brought Millard West out of their comfort zone? How is a way that we can get to it initially or secondary wise to get some easier shots? They were getting paint touches, they were getting chances. You got to take some chances because you're down by 13 and you're playing against a skillful unit in Millard West Wildcats.
Let's take a break. Come back in a few minutes with some thoughts from our halftime show. It's 26-13 at the break here. Millard West on top of Millard South at Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Attention! For the entire month of February, Acres has John Deere packaged oil and filters for 15% off. John Deere engineers its oil filters specifically for large ag equipment and commercial and residential mowers. With premium materials, these filters meet the unique demands of your farm and acreage. Following a strict maintenance routine with premium John Deere oil and filters ensures your equipment will run efficiently for years. Visit your local Acres store to start shopping today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
When you or a loved one hears the words, "you have cancer," you want to make sure you're surrounded by a team you can trust, who will be a true partner in your cancer journey. At NHO, you'll be treated like family, and you'll feel that compassion every time you walk through our doors. After all, this is the fight of your life, and you'll need the best people to be on your side. We're Nebraska Hematology Oncology. On your side, by your side.
Lincoln Federal Savings Bank, personal banking like you remember.
Hi, this is Chris Elgert, loan originator at Lincoln Federal. I know that buying a home is one of the most important decisions a person will make in their lifetime. That's why you need an experienced loan professional to explain all the options available, to answer all your questions, and to make the home buying process a rewarding experience. Talk with me and discover why Lincoln Federal is personal banking like you remember. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. A couple minutes until we get rolling with the third quarter here on our halftime show. At the break, Millard West, the number 1 seed in Class A. They lead it over the 8-seeded Millard South Patriots, 26-13. At the end of the first quarter, it was closer than this, obviously, but after a couple of disappointing shooting quarters for both sides. You have Millard West on one hand. Yeah, they've doubled up Millard South, but uncharacteristic shooting from especially beyond the three-point line. 1 for 13 from beyond the three-point line as they're shooting 35% from the field, but just 7% from
They look like you. Just say it. They shooting the threes just like you. Just like
I
you would.
Say that.
Yeah, you would. I've seen you try to walk around and have your little follow through. That's exactly what your shooting percentage would be.
The lone three that they've made was the one that came off of Kylie Pabin in the last final moments of that second quarter. For Millard South, doesn't look any prettier as they've shot 2 for 10 from beyond the three-point line. Struggled at the free throw line as well, just 25% on the day from the free throw line and shooting 25% from the field. They've only hit 5 shots the entire first half to go with 9 turnovers. So Millard South has committed 9 turnovers in that first half, Jay. I mean, if you're Millard South, you look up, and it could be so much worse, right?
Right.
But you look up, you've been doubled up in the first half. Where do you kind of go from here?
Well, you just mentioned it, the 9 turnovers, and it came in bunches. It was like 4 or 5 possessions in a row. Turnovers where Coach Thorne was trying to call timeouts to get them going. So I think it's one that we just, like I said before half, we got to get back to what we did well in the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then we got to start making some shots, right? I like the matchup of Mungan against Pabin. Maybe obviously skill for. I mean, look, Mungan's a freshman, but I like it to challenge Pabin to open up the middle for the plethora of guards or wings of Millard South to get some easy shots. Because I think once they get a little bit more confidence, we saw it against Alma. Once that first bucket went in, Nick, it was a breath of fresh air. But I think also defensively, they're going to have to pick their poison, right? The Gesser twins are probably getting cranked up at halftime along with Pabin. They want to start to open up this offense. So I think the being open to changing your defensive coverages, for Millard South, it has to be on the table, but also offensively be a little bit better against the pressure. Now, if I'm Millard West, if I'm Coach Kruger, I'm saying, listen, we're pretty much over this half on threes. We have the size advantage, right? Yeah. At all 5 positions, guard through the 3 forwards or wings. Let's start playing like it. Let's start trying to get some paint touches. Let's get some easy baskets. We know we're a really good free throw shooting team, and then let's take some more calculated threes. I felt like Millard West came out maybe a little too overconfident from the 3-point. I mean, look, out of the 11 threes that they shot, or 1 for 13, or essentially, they were 0 for 12. 4 or 5 of them were beyond the college 3-point line, NBA range. And so we were a better team than that. Let's go out there and show it. Our defense is doing well, whereas we're got them 9 turnovers. So let's keep doing that. But let's be a little bit better and more efficient on offense. This is probably not a good offensive half, and probably one of the worst offensive halves they've had from an execution standpoint, probably in over 2 or 3 years.
These two teams played a couple of weeks ago, and Millard West won by 20, to 24. Still a little bit of a defensive performance, especially when you look at this Millard West team and you see that they've put up 90 points. They've put up 70 consistently, over 60. But Millard South done a good job defensively, at least against them, because we can't act like this is all because Millard West just isn't shooting the ball well.
No.
Millard West hasn't necessarily turned over the rock, but they've certainly struggled at getting good looks.
Right, they have. They've been, when you watch them when they try to run their pin downs and their wheel action off the pin downs, Millard South is not giving them any room to breathe. They are challenging every shot, which has obviously forced them to maybe shoot some deep threes and shoot contested threes, probably what they're not used to as far as being uncomfortable. But then also I think Millard South has done a really good job of chasing those long rebounds as well. And you look at rebounds, it's 17 to 18. So I'll let you know the physicality that is there. They're using their strength, speed, quickness for Millard South against the size and strength and skill set of Millard West. And so, if I'm Millard South, I like our defensive effort. This isn't anything new to them.
No.
Right? And look, for them to upset Westview in the district final after losing by 20 to the same team lets you know they have things that they can depend on. And Nick, I'm going to say this. When you have such a young team and they're all invested, losing by 20 doesn't affect them as much as if would be Millard West. Why? They know they're in the learning process. They know essentially that Coach Horn, he won't say it, or Thorne won't say it. They're playing with house money right now.
Yeah.
So now my message also coming out of halftime, listen, we ain't got nothing to lose. They think they hadn't played their best half. We haven't. Yeah. Let's think and focus on us. If you have a goal set, within the first 4 minutes, let's get it under double digits. Then by the start of the fourth quarter, let's have it a 1 or 2 score game. We saw it in the first game with Superior, even though the injury to Myers was obviously probably the big sticking point. But you saw the star players for Superior start to tighten up. And then what happened? The confidence of the smaller, quicker, and more aggressive teams started to take over.
It's 26-13 at the half. Let's step aside for 30 seconds, come back with the start of the third quarter here in the Class A quarterfinal. Millard West leads at 26-13 over Millard South here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time to start the third quarter of action here from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. It's 26-13 here in the Class A quarterfinal matchup. The winner of this game will advance to play the winner of our next game between Lincoln North Star and Omaha Westview. That the winners will play Friday at 1:30 p.m. And so Millard West trying to go back-to-back after winning the 2024 Class A title over Bellevue West. Millard South trying to inspire these younger freshmen, the juniors that are in there on their starting lineups, to take down the big favorite, Millard West. As Millard South has it, first off, 7:47 to go in the third quarter, just underway, as Walkman has the top of the key. Now right side, it's Kukta. Kukta had to sit down for a good chunk of time in the second quarter because of 3 fouls, as she now gets her pocket picked by Gessert. And as soon as it got any sort of physical in there, she put her hands up. Kukta didn't want to draw her 4th foul.
Yeah, and that's where you see where Millard West and Coach Kruger come right back out. 2-man action between the twins. They've probably done that a million times in the driveway or the backyard in any gym. A little give-and-go action, a little mid-range jumper. Now force another turnover by Pavin on Kuka. Now you're starting to see the inexperience of Millard South. You're getting trapped right over halftime in the pocket, like I like to call it, which is almost the corner, and their size and strength and speed is able to take over.
So now 28-13, Millard West with the basketball, 7:10 to go in the third quarter. Anna Dunn with it in the backcourt. She looks around and now finds Neely Gessert. Neely Gessert to Jade Lewis. Reverse layup way too easy. Yeah. Off the feed from Neely Gessert to Jade Lewis. It's 30-13, Millard West.
Jade Lewis is kind of like their defensive stopper, or one of them, and their energy maker. Really good job to pay her back with a layup.
Now Mungan Mungan down low on the block, looking for help, asking, pleading, finding Kukta now on the top of the key. Right side, here is Walkman. Walkman in the lane, can't get the layup to go. Rebound, Karam's out into Millard South's hands. They get another crack at it, and they go up and are fouled as Aubrey Carter, excuse me, as Carter goes to the line to shoot 2.
Really good job there by Walkman of not, knowing that going in there amongst the trees, she wouldn't be able to get the rebound on the offensive side. She kind of slapped it back out into Carter's hand. Coach Thorne likes it at the free throw line, trying to knock into that deficit.
Carter's first free throw, it falls, so now 30-14. Feels like the first time in a long time that Millard South has been able to find the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah, and it's hard because, Nick, you have a little lineup that's, speed and quickness, and obviously Mungan's 5'11". You're going against a bunch of 6-footers that have a ton of experience, skill set, and also the same amount of speed and strength.
Nora Gesser running the show, out to Anna Dunn for 3. She misses that one badly, and it goes into the hands of They're going to call it on Millard. No, rather, they're going to call a foul on Millard South. Sorry. Right. So Millard got the offensive rebound off the air ball, and they're going to call – it could have been a jump ball, but instead they're going to call a foul against Millard South as that foul goes on Aubrey Carter. That's her first.
Yeah, I think Carter was, it was a jump ball. Once the ref delayed the call for the jump ball, it turned into a body foul there.
Here's Jade Lewis. Lewis in the far corner just inside the perimeter, now gives it to Neely Gessert. Gessert with it, hesitates, picks up her dribble, finds Anna Dunn. Dunn cross court into the near corner to Millard. Millard overhead pass deflected for the moment before going out of bounds by Mungan, and it'll stay with Millard West with still 18 seconds on the possession.
Yeah, one thing with a couple juniors and some freshmen, they are not scared of Millard West. They're just out there playing. Lack of experience is obviously starting to show up, but the competitiveness is at an all-time high.
Here's Anna Dunn inside. Lewis, layup good. Jade Lewis making her mark here on this one as she now has 11.
Yeah, she had missed quite a few shots right around the rim, some bunnies. Probably came out more focused on execution in the second half.
Now on the right side, here's Kukta. Kukta in the lane, kicks it out to Walkman. Walkman stops at the elbow, now dribbles back out to the perimeter. Kukta wide open 3 from the right wing. Missed everything. Carter gets the offensive rebound, puts up an attempt, and is fouled, and she's going to go right back to the line.
Kukta was just a little bit off that mark. Probably was a little bit shocked that she was open that much. Shot the 3, but even a better job by Carter following it up. And sometimes, Nick, those are the easiest ones to rebound because the ball is up there so long and you don't expect it at the Class A level to have too many air balls.
32-15 now after Carter makes her first free throw. One more coming up in just a moment. Once again, the atrocity of three-point shooting here on display. 1 for 14 for Millard West, 2 for 11 for Millard South as a team. The second free throw for Carter is also good, and it's 32-16.
How many free throws or three-pointers would you make if you shot 14, Nick?
I think I could do more than one. Here on the left side, it's Anna Dunn. Anna Dunn gives it off to Neely Gessert directly in front of us, pounded by Kukta, crosses over, hands it off Lewis, out to Nora Gessert. She'll pop the tray from the right wing, can't get it to go, and Mungan gets the defensive rebound. Up the floor, here comes Walkman. Walkman across the timeline, stops into the near corner, Kukta. Kukta just airballed a 3 a moment ago, passes up another look. In the lane, Kukta is fouled, and she's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I think that's the offensive change or adjustment that Coach Thorne had at halftime, right? Get it up. Don't let them set up their press or their defense. Then try to get it into the paint and use your athletic ability and quickness to get a shot up off the glass.
How many threes could you make out of 14?
8 easily, without a doubt.
Are you serious?
And I'm willing to bet on that.
That's ridiculous. Jay.
Nick.
I'm sorry.
Nick, since we're on air, I'll tell you like this. You can start a GoFundMe. I will guarantee I make 8.
The second free throw is good for Kukta. She goes 1 for 2 at the line. I have a very tough time believing that. As Nora Gessert, top of the key, trails as Anna Dunn here on the right side. Dunn, her pass deflected. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Millard West on this end of the floor. 4:59 to go in the third quarter. It's 32-17.
When you look at it, obviously Millard West has a 15-point lead, went into halftime with a 13-point lead. Obviously, you would like to have been under double digits. Right now at this point, maybe in this third quarter. But when you look at the ability to get your scoring going, more energy, I think if I'm Coach Thorne, I like it. We just got to do a better job of defensive rebounding as Lewis is she might be the player of the game right now.
As Neely Gessert has it top of the key in the lane, throws up a tough contested shot and makes it look easy. It's 34-17 now as there's 4:39 to play in the third quarter. Kukta has it on the right side. 34-17 is your score. Millard West has doubled up the Millard South Patriots here in the halfway through the third quarter of action. Carter with it, picks up her dribble, looking for help. She picked up her dribble. Nobody's coming to grab the ball. Now finally Walkman does. Now back to Carter. Carter, the 5'9" freshman, passes off to Mungan. Now to Kukta, back to Carter.
Take her right there.
Carter with 5 on the shot clock, goes up strong with it, and she is fouled, and she's going to go right back to the free throw line.
Here's what you're seeing, Nick. You want what we talked about a couple times for Millard South, shooting the ball so late at the end of the shot clock that you're rushing your shot. They play a little bit slower at the beginning. They reverse the ball to the weak side, and they want to get Carter one-on-one against anybody on Millard West, and then they're trying to get up and get to the free throw line. Now, what they have to do, kind of like what Alma needed to do when they were down by double digits, you cannot afford to not make a high percentage of your free throws.
Yeah. 4:09 to go as Carter goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. It's now 34-18 with 4:07 to play in the third quarter. Here on the left side is Neely Gessert. She'll pop the three-pointer. Off back iron, no good. A little bit of a couple bodies collapsing and falling on the hardwood, but then it's going to bounce out of bounds. Going to Millard South with 3:58 to play in the third.
I'll ask you again. If you shot 16 threes, how many would you make?
I would make more than one.
So you would make 2.
I could make 2. You going 8 for 14 is just absolutely a disservice to the game. That's disrespectful to even expect that. Top of the key here as Hasenkamp. Now right side Carter. Carter with 3:39 on the game clock. Thought about fading away. Good close out there by Neely Gesser defensively. Now a three-pointer on the way by Duro. Off back iron. Lewis able to sky high for the defensive rebound despite being the shortest player out there. On the right side, Nora Gessert. Nora Gessert crosses over, pops the three. Can't do it. And trying to find their groove are the Millard West Wildcats from beyond the arc. Great hesitation by Duro. Can't get the floater to fall, and Nora Gessert will have the basketball going the other way with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. 34-18 is your score. Up the right side, it's Lewis. Lewis into the corner. 3-ball, Jalen Moody gets the second three-pointer. Now Millard West 2 for 18 from beyond the three-point line as it's 37-18. Here is Walkman. She gets bumped. She finishes the bucket, but they're going to call it on the floor. However, that is the fifth team foul. Thank you, Jay. That is the fifth team foul on Millard West, so they're going line to shoot 2.
Obviously the scoreboard is not what Coach Thorne wants. I like the way that they're playing in the second half. I think that if you said, hey, listen, they're 2 of 18 and Papen makes the last second Dutch three or the second three before half, and Moody makes your other 3, you're like, okay, we have a chance to win. Now, what they have to do a better job of is executing through their half-court defense of Millard West and their three-quarter press, which obviously is giving some troubles in the first half.
First free throw was no good. The second one rattles around the cylinder and drops. It's now 37-19 with 2:52 to go in the third quarter. Jade Lewis with it as she tried to keep that pivot foot, ended up being able to do so. Jalen Moody with it, finds Neely Gessert. Gessert on the right side as looking around, looking for help, trying to find somebody to help her out. Now she finally does as Moody has the basketball top of the key. Jalen Moody crosses over with 10 to shoot. On the possession, gets it to Neely Gessert. Driving baseline, kicks it out. Moody for another 3. And another same result as it's 40-19 and a Mark Kruger timeout for Millard West with 2:21 to go in the third quarter. Let's step aside. 60-second break here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Attention Nebraska sports fans, are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join us and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard, guard the good life.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
2:21 to go in the third quarter. It's 40-19. Millard West with the lead, and Millard South has the basketball here in the third quarter. Walkman, left side, Carter. Carter crosses over, working on Nora Gessert. Now right side here is DeRoe, and Abigail DeRoe on the right side, Walkman. Walkman looking around, finding help, gets it to DeRoe in the near corner, 12 to shoot. DeRoe looking around, and she's going to finally be fouled by the defense, and that will be number 6 on the Millard West Wildcats in the quarter.
Right. If I'm Coach Thorne, right, I mean, you got to think that, they've been at the free throw line quite often, and they've not been able to. They're 7 of 14. You'd like to be 12 of 14 to have this game a little bit closer. So if you're trying to make this game not only closer but also respectable, you got to start becoming money. Now, look, Millard West defense is very active hands, active feet. So, if you really drive through contact, you can accumulate fouls against them, but then also knock into that deficit while the clock is stopped.
Both free throws good that time around. 40-21 is now your score. Millard West with the 19-point lead, 1:47 to play in the third quarter. Pass out right side, Moody for another three, and she can't get her third three to go as DeRoe cleans up the glass, and up the floor they go with with Carter. Carter has it on the near corner. 1:32 to play in the third quarter. 40-21 is your score. Millard West out in front by 19 over Millard South. Out to Aubrey Carter. 3-ball from the left wing. Can't connect. Offensive board. Back out Walkman. Walkman dribbles in, kicks it out. Carter will try from the same spot. Can't get it to fall. It rattled around the cylinder and dropped out. And so defensive glass cleared up by Kylie Pabin. Here comes Nora. Gives it to Neely. Neely pops the tray and unable to go as that rebound tipped out a couple of times, and now Walkman cleans it up. We are under 60 seconds to play in the third quarter. To Carter. Carter driving baseline, gets bumped, and it's going to be a foul on Millard West, excuse me.
Oops. That was but you know what, though, Nick? It was a hard foul, but I like it. It wasn't anything cheap or anything like that. Two teams competing. And the one thing I'm looking at is 40-21. It doesn't seem like a 19-point game when you look at the way that Millard South has competed and had the opportunities to knock in it, and also with Millard West not being able to make any shots from the three-point range.
Yeah, Millard West currently shooting 14% from beyond the three-point line, as both free throws by Aubrey Carter were good. 56.1 on the game clock as 2 subs come in for Millard South. Number 24, Jordan Frericks, and number 33, that's Macy Kukta. And so Millard West has the basketball with 52 seconds to play in the third quarter. They break the extended pressure easily. Kylie Pabin for 3, and she hits.
Yeah, this is her second 3, and I think that's part of her game that she's expanded over the last couple years that we've seen Millard West is being able to shoot from 3. So now you have 2 or 3 young ladies that are over 6 feet that can obviously play defense and obviously rebound, but then more importantly can shoot the 3.
It is a 20-point Millard West lead. They lead at 43-23. Shot blocked by Jade Lewis, and going the other way with Nora Gessert. Up the floor to Neely Gessert. Gessert, cross-court pass to Moody. Moody tried to get it over the top to Jade Lewis, unable to do so. And Moody, I think, is going to have to sub out of the game. Rather they're going to take Kylie Pabin out, and Moody will stay in. So the 5 out there on the floor, the Gessert twins, number 15, Jalen Moody, Jade Davis, and now into the game, number 40 for Millard West, London Whitney. As Millard West leads at 43-23. Aubrey Carter with 5 on the game clock. Down low, trying to find her teammate. Unable to do so. Neely Gessert takes it away. There's the horn, and after 3 quarters of play, your score, the Millard West Wildcats 43, the Millard South Patriots 23. We'll step aside. Final 8 minutes of game time coming up right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hello.
Believe it or not, old phones are one of the most common pain points in offices today. Many of these phones are beyond repair because parts aren't available to fix outdated devices. Whether it's a traditional phone system or cloud-based VoIP technology, Hamilton Business Phones can help upgrade your connection. We make it easy to sync your office phone with your cell for seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you deserve better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Now back to the 2025 State Basketball Tournament live from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman, Austin Norman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, pushing all the buttons. Appreciate him back there at 1040 O Street. Millard West with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. They lead it, have it in hand, 43-23 for the time being, as Jade Lewis has it on the right side for the Wildcats of Millard West. Down low to Neely Gessert, and there's going to be a foul called on Walkman down low on the much undersized Walkman.
Yeah, Walkman looking at it, looking at the refs. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I barely touched Neely Gessert and picked up the body foul there. But nevertheless, you know, the competition is pretty tough. There's a little bit of inexperience, and then
as the miss off of Gessert's shots, up the floor they go. Aubrey Carter. Carter, cross-court pass, DeRoe. Millard South had numbers, but Jade Lewis rushes back. And now DeRoe passes out right side. Kukta with it. 7:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Kukta, top of the key, down by 20. And she lost the basketball for a moment, gets it back. Now a late lackadaisical pass to Carter, but luckily for Millard South, they get bailed out with the foul by Kylie Pabin.
Now, the one thing I think Millard South doesn't get enough credit for, Nick, is their ability to lock in and dig in and play some serious defense. And it's something sneaky there where Neely Gessert knew that they were in the negative as far as the numbers. She immediately stopped the fast break, which allowed Jade Lewis to get back and make it even. Steven, then now you're into a defensive possession.
Top of the key, here's Carter. Aubrey Carter working on Millard. Fade away, jumper, rattles around and out. Unable to find the bottom of the bucket. Millard South has had some good looks tonight, just haven't been able to find it. So top of the key, Jade Lewis with it now. Passes right side, Nora Gessert wide open, and it was about time that she hits a three-pointer. It's Nora Gessert.
Yeah, Nora Gessert, I think, she started running back on the defensive side of the court before it hit the bottom of the net. I think when she released it, she finally felt like this was the one that was going to go in.
6:43 to go here in the fourth quarter while we have a pause in the action thanks to a Ben Thorne and Millard South timeout. I want to tell you about our friends at Nebraska Hematology Oncology at NHO. They are advancing cancer care and enhancing the lives of those battling cancer by offering clinical trials to patients right here in Nebraska. You can learn more at yourcancercare.com. Once again, that's yourcancercare.com, Nebraska Hematology and Oncology. So once again, your score 46-23, 6:43 to play in the fourth quarter. Millard West, if they're able to hold on to this one, they will play the winner on Friday at 1:30 p.m., the winner of Lincoln North Star and Omaha Westview. That's going to be a good one coming up at 3:15 approximately. Lincoln North Star, the 4 seed, while Omaha Westview is the 5 seed. 21-4 overall is Westview, while Lincoln North Star is 18-5. Millard South back in action here. They get the basketball going up the floor. Here's Aubrey Carter. She just splits the double team and gets bumped and fouled. And it's going to be a foul charged to Millard West on Anna Dunn.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that Millard West is doing, they're trying to, put Millard South away here, right? Cranking up the pressure, trying to extend this 20-point plus lead. Now what Millard South has to do is go back to what they've been doing well in the second half. That's attacking the basket. And also being more of a threat from the outside, not forcing threes, but shooting wide open threes.
Here's Walkman, bounces it out to Kukta. Kukta with it, hesitates, now in the lane, kicks it out. Mungan with it on the right side. She dribbles into the lane a couple of times. Now looking for help. Pass deflected, taken away by Jade Lewis. Just a swarm of Millard West defenders down once Mungan got it in the lane. Left side, Millard. Millard with it, gets it to Nora Gessert. Gessert passes it out to Jade Lewis. Lewis, top of the key to Anna Dunn.
Nick,
go ahead.
When you saw Millard South right there on that last possession, right? You saw Kukta had it really essentially inside the little half circle there, and then also Mungan. Those are shots you almost have to take no matter if you make them or not, because you have to threaten this Millard West defense.
Now Millard gets the easy layup to fall, and so Millard South has the basketball trailing by 25, 48-23 in the lane. Carter, and she's going to get fouled defensively by Millard West.
Right. That's on Nora Gessert. But when you look at Carter in the second half, right, I mean, obviously it's been an emphasis for Coach Thorne to get her going, whether one-on-one on the weak side. All her action is at or close to the rim. That's the way that you even the score. That's the way you slow the game down. But more importantly, Nick, that's how you just start to chink away at that 20-point-plus lead.
48-24, your score, 5:35 to play in the fourth quarter.
How many threes would you make out of 23? Less than 5.
You don't think so?
I know so.
48-25, your score. Here is Millard West with the basketball, leading comfortably by 23. They've just slowly continued to put their foot on the gas pedal and separate themselves from the Millard South Patriots. Top key, it's Jalen Moody. Now left side, Neely Gessert rather for 3. Can't get it to fall. And a foul is going to be called on Walkman.
That's the second time Walkman got into it with Neely Gessert. But the funny thing is the size difference. But I'm going to tell you about Walkman. She hasn't backed down all night. It was a little off-the-ball foul there, which obviously Coach Thorne would have liked to go the other way. But one thing you can hear all the way over here, offensively, Coach Kruger is preaching patience, execute. There's a couple times Moody could have fired up a 3, but more importantly, you want to get the best shots you can on offense from Millard West.
Here's Nora Gessert, hands it off to Pabin. Pabin with it outside the perimeter, back to Nora for 3, and unable to get it to fall. Finally, DeRoe and Millard South collect the miss. Here comes Abigail DeRoe across the timeline. In the lane, nobody stopped ball. The layup is good for Abigail DeRoe.
Yeah, that's the thing that we talked about with Alma, in the game before, is that you have to beat this bigger and stronger lineup down the court. Good job there by Abigail.
Here on the left side, it's Millard. Now to Nora Gessert. Gessert guarded closely by Walkman as the almost pocket is picked. Now Nora gets it back. Left side, Moody. Thought about the extra pass. Now passes it down low. Millard, layup good. It's 50-27.
Yeah, the one thing that the Gessert twins do, they kind of keep you away from getting any steals with their offhand. You saw Walkman go in there and kind of provide a little bit of a challenge there to Nora Gessert. It was like a gnat, kind of like with you when I get on the basketball court. You just shoved her down and then kept it and then assisted, made a timely assist to Millard.
Foul on the other end goes against Millard West. So now Abigail DeRoe will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. DeRoe trailing 50-27. They hit the first one. It's now 50-28. 4 minutes and 18 seconds remain in the fourth quarter. Once again, our next game will be Lincoln North Star, the 4 seed, against the 5-seeded Omaha Westview Wildcats, or Wolverines rather, excuse me. Now it's 50-29, and we have a Millard South timeout. Let's step aside with them. Come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you. 4 minutes, 18 seconds remain here in the fourth quarter. 50-29 is your score. Millard West will have the basketball out of the Millard South timeout. They get it, pass deflected, but Nora Gessert's able to come up with it. Gessert cross-court pass to Neely. Neely bobbled it for a moment, but gets it back. Now to Pabin in the far side. 4:08 to play in the fourth. Pabin looking around, looking for help. Now three-pointer on the way from Gessert. Air ball, missed everything. Nora gets the offensive rebound. Back out Pabin, another 3, and the second time's a charm for Kylie Pabin. It's 53-29 as Millard South pushes it up the floor. Abigail DeRoe with it. Gets caught in no man's land. Now pass deflected, gotten back by Millard South to Walkman. Now Carter. Carter left side to DeRoe. DeRoe hesitating, slowing things down. 3.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Aubrey Carter now to Walkman. Now right side to Mungan. Mungan working. Top of the key, it's Kukta. Kukta left side Walken. Walken with 5 on the play clock. Left side Kukta shot fake, takes 1 dribble. Long 2. Can't get it to fall. And it's a 53-29 ball game with 3:14 to play as Millard brings it up the floor. Into the far corner, it's Moody. Moody looking around, gets it to Pabin. Pabin hesitates now in the lane, takes the bump, no whistle. Defensive glass cleared by Mungan as Carter will push the pace up across the timeline. Aubrey Carter, nobody stopping ball. She'll spot up, free throw line jumper, sits on the rim and falls.
Good shot there by Aubrey Carter in the transition pull-up free throw line length jump shot. But one thing I think, you're seeing the amount of threes by Millard West. I think they know that they can really lean on their defense.
Mm-hmm.
So they're shooting a really, really high number of threes. One, probably trying to catch the rhythm, and obviously because you're not going to be able to go home and practice. But more importantly, I think it's also the defensive pressure of Millard South that's giving some problems as well.
3-ball attempt by Carter, no good. Millard South with another empty possession, but now Duro takes it away. She'll spot up, mid-range jumper, can't get it to go. Rebound tipped out. Duro will try from 3. She can't hit that one, and the rebound finally cleared by Kylie Pabin as Nora Gessert has the basketball before handing it to Neely, who gives it right back to Nora.
Yeah, I think Nora's going to have to carry a lot of the load today because Neely is a little banged up. But then also I think one thing that we've seen here as Carter gets the steal, having 3 6-footers that can see over the defense, let alone handle the ball, finish, and shoot outside, because the Millard West team in the next 2 games, or at least for sure the next game, isn't going to go 6 for 27 and haven't shot 6 for 27 in quite some time, not only as a team but as a program. And so with the confidence that you can have when from the outside looking in, you're thinking like, okay, it's a whole bunch of threes. In a sense that you can dig in and play defense, and that's what Coach Kruger is talking to his young ladies about right now. Finish the game the right way. Keep playing the way you've been taught and coached and trained to do, and don't worry about you being 6 for 27. Worry about making the next shot.
First free throw on the way is good, and a laundry list of substitutions will come in for Ben Thorne as Millard South essentially conceding this one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's understandable. Look, you got a very, very young starting lineup, knowing that means you have a very, very young team. The experience of these young ladies being able to get out here on PBA hopefully will pay dividends for years to come. I mean, look, you only got 2 seniors next year. You start 3 freshmen. You got a plethora of freshmen and sophomores that are just raring to get the chance to be out there. It's a good, valiant effort, but it's not really a skill thing. It's experience and obviously size thing when you have 3 extremely skilled players in the Gesser twins and Pavin out there. And now Coach Kruger is doing the same thing. He called a full timeout, going to empty his bench. And so now, for us, Nick, we've been here and seen Millard West the last 2 years, and obviously this is our 3rd. Now we're getting a glimpse into the future of Millard West.
Mm-hmm.
We already know the future of Millard South, and it looks very bright. We know what North Star is, and they're going to be out here in a little bit under 30 minutes, or a little bit over 30 minutes, excuse me. Now we're going to see the second coming of Coach Kruger and his program in this next minute and 43 seconds, which, we have to see. I mean, because when you've had this standard and they've kind of been this group that people have been talking about, kind of like Britt Prince and the Gesser twins and Britt Prince and Markowski, they all played summer basketball together. Now we're going to see, the next crop of Wildcats coming up here with these 5 young ladies that are coming in right now in the state tournament.
It's 53-33.
You see your buddy right there?
Did he just almost trip?
Oklahoma almost over again.
I know.
You
would have been able to relate on
those Air
something.
Maxes, though. I've had those before.
Okay.
Yeah, they look.
It's the shoe?
Yeah, it's the shoe.
Is that what you were wearing in Oklahoma?
I told you. Coach Osborne made us wear too long cleats.
Okay. We should have asked him when he was on the drive earlier this week. He asked if he made you guys wear a certain kind of cleat. Top of the key, here's Millard South trailing by 20. Subs are in for both sides. Millard West on their way to a Class A semifinal berth to await the winner of North Star and Omaha Westview. Out the right side, here's number 22 for Millard South. That's Hayden Chorus. Chorus down low, kicks it out. And how about this? Number 15, Sophia Varn, who we saw it, dislocated her thumb earlier in the game. She's back in there with a pretty hefty wrap job on that right wrist, and we have a double dribble called against Millard South.
Yeah, I mean, look, Sophia Varn is pretty tough, and one thing about her is that she's shaking her hand out right now, and so she's here for the battle. And then obviously, look, Coach Thorne is doing a good job of getting everybody in there. Obviously, there's no need to kind of push it even farther with Sophia Varn. She's got to get that thing healed up. Now it's going to be a little bit sore for the next week or two. But now we're starting to see the depth of Millard South and why they've been able to make the state tournament run.
53-33 is your score. Here is Nolan Gomez. On the right side. Now, number 11, that's Emily Lavette. Lavette inside to McKenna Rooney. Rooney now back to Sophia Miller. Layup can't get it to fall, and the defensive rebound cleared by Millard South.
A good move there by Sophia Vet. Kind of a little bit of a in-and-out dribble. Euro step with a scoop there. Didn't get to go in. I know she'd probably be excited to get her first 2 points in the state tournament.
As Millard South with the basketball, about 2-second differential, a three-point shot, unable to go for Millard South. The basketball will give it to Millard West with 27.4 on the game clock, and the shot clock is dark. So here comes Millard West across the timeline. We'll see if they just allow them to hesitate or stop and kind of settle down, let the clock run out here as 17 seconds and counting. Near side on the left side, top of the key, left side. Now 3-ball on the way for Gomes, able to connect.
Good job. I mean, you probably were saying, okay, we don't want Millard West, you don't want them to score, but you know what? For Gomes, hadn't played probably much all year to get a chance to make a 3-point shot. You got to be happy for it.
There's your horn, and after 4 quarters of play, your final score, the number 1 seed in Class A, the Millard West Wildcats, 56. The Millard South Patriots, 33. Let's go ahead and step aside. We'll come back, put our final thoughts in this one in just a moment here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Now back to the action at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the 2025 State Basketball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your final score, once again, in our first Class A quarterfinal matchup, number 1 Millard West 56, number 8 seeded Millard South 33. Jay, I think the lay of the land for this one, especially for Millard West, just a balanced effort from top to bottom. You look, obviously the headliners are going to be the Gessert twins, but you look at it, Neely just goes 3 for 13 from the field. Nora goes 4 for 10. I mean, collectively, the Gessert twins shot 1 of 14 from beyond the 3-point line. That is so uncharacteristic. And I think if you tell Ben Thorne, the head coach for Millard South before the game, hey, this is what you're going to hold the Gessert twins to, he thinks it's probably going to be a little bit of a smaller margin than a 23-point victory.
Right, but then here's Lewis and then Haven.
Yeah.
Right, and then there's the timely 2-point baskets by the host of other players and the defensive stops. And so yes, the Twins weren't on tonight, but guess what they did? Plenty of hands on the ball.
Yeah.
Plenty of assists. Plenty of rebounds, offense and defense. And so when like I said, you have 3 young ladies, but all over 6 feet. They're extremely skilled. It allows Lewis, it allows Millard to get 2 points and some backdoor cuts. And so that's a championship pedigree. They know, and Coach Kruger knows there's times that the Gessert twins aren't going to be on, or teams are going to solely focus on them. He always has a game plan for the what if, and they executed it phenomenally tonight.
Once again, your final score, Millard West 56, Millard South 33. We'll go ahead and send it back to our 93.7 The Ticket studios as we are halfway done through the day. Lincoln North Star and Omaha Westview coming up in a little over 20 minutes. We'll bring it back out here in about 15, 16 minutes or so. But for now, let's send it back to Austin Norman and our crew back at 93.7 The Ticket. Your final score, once again, Millard West 56, Millard South 33, here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380